What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of the saying, perfection is the enemy of progress? Well, that couldn't be more true in the world of trading. So in today's lesson, I want to share with you a session I had with my students and just a short clip of it where I spoke about the myth of perfect trading strategies and just really showing you why embracing imperfection can actually lead you to greater success. Now, of course, I do hope you guys enjoy this one. And if you do, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. And until next time, as I always say, continue to trust the process. There is no such thing as perfection in trading, bro. So now here is your job. If you want to get results, right, you understand where you're being too rigid, right? So I would take the time after this call to write down all the reasons why you're rigid. So I'm too rigid because I look for the range. Then it's a conversation you have to have with yourself, writing it down. Do I necessarily need a range to the left to take a trade? Yes and no. Okay, what's the reason for no? What's the reason for yes? Okay, do these reasons balance out, or is there one side that weighs heavier than the other in terms of dictating the decision that I make moving forward? So if it's no, I don't need a range to the left, then it kind of means you gotta let go a little bit. Okay. If it's leaning more towards the yes, you can only back that up with data, not feelings, which basically means what does your data say? Now, I know what you have the data for right now, which is your current trading. But if you've recognized that the range to the left is an issue for you or a factor in making a decision to take a trade, and you're not taking trades outside of a range to the left, and you're still not getting the results, then you need to be tracking the data for trades that are out of the range to see what it will come back with. So you could be sitting on 13R without a range while you're sitting on minus 5R within a range. How do you know what the difference would be if you just step out of that comfort zone and start taking those trades if you're not collecting the data? Okay. Now it sucks because it's 5 months of this and you're like, shit, I wish Rox told me then. But you want to get to the stage of knowing where you need to be, what you need to be doing in order to continue to develop yourself, to develop your trading, technically your business. No, is your business, you and your business. Simple. Let's keep it real, right? You wouldn't know what you need to do to develop you and your business. Now you do. So you need to go and look at that. The next thing you need to look at this is as well, which is another thing. Make sure you don't forget this. I'm sure you watched the recording. If you're looking for structural perfection as well, which is higher highs, higher lows, 2 wick rejections, you now need to ask yourself, when I look for that perfection of higher lows, lower highs, retests, wick rejections, am I hesitating for the wrong reasons, or do I genuinely see that when there is not that data, it doesn't go in my direction? But according to your data, when you do take those trades with those confluences, you're still minus 5%. So it can't be true. So then you're going to have to probably dig a little bit deeper and reflect back on your experiences. The trades that you wouldn't usually take because they're not perfect, do you or have you seen them go in your direction and you miss those trades? Because no one forgets I missed those trades. If that's the case, then now that's leaning more towards let go, be free, and start trading. Okay. If you're seeing that there is a pair that's affecting you, or my mind is too focused on this pair and that pair because I'm looking for perfection, then you don't want to have 4 different girlfriends. Do you understand? Or 4 different jobs, or 4 different responsibilities to do the same thing when you can do it with one strategy. Do you understand? So get rid of 1 or 2 of the pairs. If not, get rid of, as far as I'm concerned here, I'd get rid of everything except gold. But there's a conflict because you wouldn't get rid of gold because you can only risk 0.5%. And if you make money, you don't make a lot of money, instead of looking at it as if I lose money, I lose a little bit of money. You see these thoughts that you're having? These are things that you have to attack. And it's really hard to do that because thinking is one of the hardest things that we can do as a human being, because we are so programmed to be the way we are, do what we do, and whatever else. But you want to discover what it is that you want and then really, really discover how you're going to get it. This is the approach you're going to do it, bro. There is no other way to do this. You think I can be half-hearted as a mentor when I have active members within NDS going to be coming to me asking me questions, asking me to break down charts, asking me to do this, asking me to. If I wasn't living that life, eventually I'm going to trip over, right? But I don't trip over because I live and breathe this. And in terms of personal development, I live and breathe this, probably more than all of you combined on this session today. In terms of what I talk about, I live and breathe it. And that's why I can talk about it. This is not knowledge. This is experience. This is application. And if you guys want to get to the stage where you absolutely master this, if you don't care about personal development, whatever, I don't think it's possible, but there is an argument that it could be. But if you want to master this in terms of trading, you got to dial in. You got to do exactly what I said to you, boy. And you got to figure out those answers. Because usually when I say this to somebody, just those suggestions alone or that chain of thought would put a smile on somebody's face because they're like, hold on, this is what I've been thinking, but I needed someone else to tell me it. That probably being me. But you have to learn to trust yourself and follow through. Okay. Right now, this challenge, you've done extremely well. And I think you carrying this challenge for as long as you have is more invaluable than passing it, getting funded and getting a payout. Just believe me, bro. Just absolutely believe me. But also it can be a burden as well if you identify that something is not working and you're still holding on to it. It's almost like it's a chain and ball locked onto your ankle and you're just moving at 1 mile an hour. There's two ways to do this, bro. You dig deep into what we've spoken about and you look at it this way. I'm going to grind this back up. I'm going to grind this back up. 0.25, 0.33, 0.5%. I'm also recognize I'm 5% down, so I have to be aggressive with my management. I don't care if I get break even and it goes in my direction. You also have to accept that it might take you another month or 2 months to grind this back. Or you say to yourself, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to apply my new observations to the market. I'm going to risk 0.233, 0.5% on every single trade. And I'm just going to be super, super intentional about what it is I'm doing and very, very aware of how I'm doing it. And then once I get to the 2 week mark, 3 week mark, as long as I feel more confident, I've observed the things that I need to change, and I have no more doubts or questions or fears or whatever else, I'm just going to scrap this shit and get another one and start fresh. Do you understand? Because I don't know if you guys have ever got to a stage, it's happened to me many times before, where you have a trading account that you are trying to carry because you're in drawdown, because you've gone up, down, left, and right with it. And then when you blow that account, it's like, thank you, God. Thank you for getting rid of this shit. I shouldn't have used God and shit in the same sentence, but you know what I mean. Thank you for getting rid of this. Like it almost feels like the chains and the shackles have just fallen off. You don't have to carry that burden, that weight anymore. It's just like it's done. I think I would say now personally, I intentionally put myself through that kind of burden in my day-to-day personal life because it strengthens me. But I know I wasn't able to deal with it in the beginning, so that's how it felt. If you feel like this is an opportunity for you to do that, Boyan, to really not prove yourself, there's this is nothing to do with proving yourself. Remember, you can't control the market, so the markets will do what it has to do. This is normal. You can have 5, 6 months of bad trading and then the next 6 months be great. This is normal. Don't look at it that way. But if it's weighing heavy on you emotionally and mentally because you're in drawdown, then I would fix the problems, implement the new process. When you start to feel confident again, start again. Whatever you choose to do is up to you. But I'm just saying this for everybody that's on the session. And I'm also saying this for you as I'm talking to you. These are the things you need to think about, bro, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I can look at your trades and everything else, but it doesn't matter because you're an experienced trader. You've been trading for 5 months now. You've managed to keep one challenge account alive. Your risk management is through the roof, and everything else that I just spoke about is through the roof. It's not like you don't know what to do. It's just you're not doing enough of what you should be doing because you're holding back. So you got to let yourself go a little bit. And then once you've identified those issues, which we've discussed, let yourself go and just trade. There is no trading plan. There is no one way to trade or process to trade. There is no one strategy that is ever going to be the same for everybody else because the markets are too dynamic. And if you wake up this morning tired, you may miss the bottom wick, so you don't enter the buys. But if I wake up fresh, I'm going to see the bottom wick and I take the buys. We both had the same idea. It's just at that moment in time, you didn't see it or your perspective was a bit all over the gaff because of being tired. So it doesn't matter if we trade the same strategy. It's all relevant. Okay. And there's going to be determining factors that are going to affect having a good day, a good week, a good month, or a bad day, bad week, bad month. There is no perfection in this shit. Any of you think that's the case, then just I'm not the right guy for you because I'm never going to tell you that it is. And I could go around with the influence that I have telling everybody that there is perfection. You need to do this, you need to do that, and you'll get results. It's only going to come back on me. I am telling you, do this, do that, and you'll get results. That's true. But what I do is not going to be what you do or what you see on the same day that I see something or vice versa or whatever else in all different kind of formulas. Okay. Does that make sense, bro? So
Totally. Yeah,
good.
100% rocks. I love this. I love this. I feel like even if it's 5 months after I started, 4 months, it's part of the process, and everything has to happen, and it's just what I have to do.
Bro, everything happens for a reason, man. If you aim high in life, the world is going to orientate itself for you. If you wake up as a miserable bastard, you're going to walk outside being miserable. If you wake up happy, you're going to walk outside and everyone's going to be miserable. If you wake up happy and you walk outside, everyone's going to be happy. If you think about a red car, yellow car, green car, you're going to go outside and see red car, yellow car, green car. Do you understand? How whatever you aim for in your mind, whatever you can conceptualize to the highest degree, the world will orientate itself for you. Believe me. And if any of you, let's say, well, I'm sure you all have in the past have gone out on a Saturday. The week before you go out, your world orientates itself for you. You go to work, but you still find time to go and get a haircut, get your nails done. You find time to go and buy some fresh clothes, find some new shoes or crepes or whatever it is you heels or whatever it is you're wearing. You find time to find a new lip gloss or a new perfume. You find time for it because you're going out on Saturday. The world is orientating itself for you, and you go outside and enjoy your day. If you're not going out on Saturday, then most of us couldn't give a shit whether we brush our teeth, clean the sleep out of our eyes, or have a shower. Do you understand? Not literally, but you get what I'm saying. When you can conceptualize and aim in your, or when you can aim in your mind and conceptualize that in so much detail, you're going to wake up and you're going to get the job done. Okay. So this happened for a reason. 100%, bro. And now you know what you need to do moving forward. As long as you can still conceptualize that you will be a successful trader because of X, Y, and Z. And as long as that's not a doubt or a fear, it will happen. And guess how the world manifests itself for you when you have that aim and you conceptualize those thoughts. Listen to me very carefully, guys. If this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you today, the world will manifest itself for you every single day with opportunities. But those opportunities will not look like wins. They will be presented to you as challenges and problems. I prefer the other way around. They will present themselves to you as problems and challenges. And guess what you have to do? You have to solve them. And whoever can solve them will be the ones that come out on top and achieve everything and more that you want. Simple.